Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's market update. I'm Chief Analyst Ryan Fox here at OptionsXO headquarters in the UK. Let's take a look at some of the currencies that are fluctuating right now. Currently, euro dollar at 1.1263, positive 11-point gain there, as well as pound dollar gaining 86 points, 0.5728. We also see dollar yen up at 123.85. However, dollar franc taking a dive of negative 54 pips there, 0.9255 currently where it's standing. Dollar Canadian heading upstairs 33 pips at 1.2328. Aussie dollar down negative 45 pips, 0.7681. New Zealand dollar down as well, 0.6926. And dollar yen heading towards the 200 mark with a 170 pip gain this morning, 194.79 where it currently stands. Number of announcements today. Today is a very big day as we have a lot of very high impact announcements. Let's go through some of the results already from this morning, including Japanese trade balance came in at actual negative 0.18 trillion, just on forecast of negative 0.17 trillion. You can see so far from 2014 here in February, we've actually gained quite staggeringly, very quickly over the past year, and that's very positive for the yen, as we can see. We also had early this morning Italian trade balance at 3.74 billion above forecasted 3.27 billion. That's going to be positive for the euro. 9:30 this morning, not too far ago, we had a number of announcements happen for the British pound, including average earning index 3-month on year. We can see so far starting from August 2015, we've actually improved significantly. You can see here above forecasted 2.5%, resulting in 2.7%. However, claim account change was a bit negative. We've seen that it's actually improved slightly. However, recently it's actually not doing so well. So negative 6.5K compared to forecast negative 12.5 thousand. Previous was positive, negative 7.8. So we're looking for claimant changes that are going to be greater than, or less than, than the forecast, as you can see. So if the actual is less than the forecast, that is going to be positive with the currency. So since right now that is greater than the forecast, that's going to be impacting negatively for the pound. However, we do have some positive notes on unemployment rate. Steady at 5.5% as forecasted. We also had official bank rate votes from the Bank of England. As you could see, it was pretty much a unanimous vote to hold asset purchases. Moving on, later today we have ZEW economic expectations for the Swiss franc, followed by final CPI year-on-year and core CPI year-on-year for the euro, forecasted at 0.3% and 0.9% respectively. Tentative today, German 10-year bond auction as well. Previous we have 0.65 and 1.3. We take a look what German bond auction is. There's no real consistent effect here, but this is the average yield of 10-year bonds that the government sold at auction and bid to cover ratio of the auction. We also have wholesale sales month on month for the Canadian dollar coming at 1:30 p.m. this afternoon. British summertime forecasted at 0.3%, previous at 0.8%. Crude oil inventories also coming up at 3:30 p.m. We could see in this graph that recently we've been in the negative compared to previous months in 2015. We've seen very, very large supply of crude oil inventories. Now it's taken a sudden dip. So we're seeing a forecast of negative 1.6 million compared to previous negative 6.8 million. Later on in the evening, we do have some Forbes speaking member, MPC member Forbes going to be speaking, as well as Governor Carney from the Bank of England will be speaking. To learn more about those speeches, you can always click on the latest release. And in this case, Governor Carney is going to be speaking at the International Organization of Securities Commission's 40th Annual Conference in London. But that's not the big story for today. The big story for today is Janet Yellen's going to be making a statement from the FOMC about the federal funds rate as well as economic projections. We can see so far from all the way back in December 2008, we've actually held the federal funds rate at 0.25%. That's a very significant time that we've held rates that low. And In this speech, if we wanted to actually watch it, you can click on the latest release and it'll take you to the live streaming Federal Reserve channel where you can watch Janet Yellen's speech online. And she's going to be speaking about when would be the right time to raise rates in the United States. So far, the chatter has been that she's going to postpone raising rates again until possibly September or even as late as December. Remember, this announcement is scheduled 4 times a year, so this is a very high-impact announcement, and we can expect a lot of heavy movement from the result of that. Finally, just before midnight, we have New Zealand dollar GDP quarterly. 0.6% is forecasted compared to 0.8% previous. We've seen so far it's been positive for much of the past few years. However, we're seeing a slightly negative estimate compared to the previous there. So that's today's daily market update. I'm Chief Analyst Ryan Fox. Go out there and have a good one, folks, and good luck with the trades.